So on this channel, I have discussed how Pokeballs actually work. I've done the math, I've done the calculations, and it just does not work. However, if we look at it at a concept of fantasy, which you should be looking at it as, it works in the anime, it works in the games, it works. Looking at it with, not from a math perspective, the Pokeball works. It somehow contracts in a science fictional world, Pokemon inside the small little ball. Whether it creates it digitally or just confines into a small space. The original Adventures manga actually showed a Pokemon inside the ball, kind of curled up in a little ball, and looks comfortable. There's also been fan art of like Charmander roasting marshmallows inside his ball, and there's been concepts of like Pokemon just being in an oasis and things like that. So Pokemon has kind of explained what goes on inside the ball, but not really how it works or what happens with it. My best guess is that it does it digitally. It creates that digital file, copy of it, and then basically reprograms that digital copy back out into the world. That's the only thing I could say makes somewhat of sense. With that being said, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, wait to the end of the video because I have a thought about who created the Pokeball. Like I said, the original Adventures manga showed Pokemon within the Pokeball. It kind of, showed you inside the Pokeball at that time. You also see this in the anime a few times, but it's not really shown or explained that much. So if you search online on who invented the Pokeball, it comes with two separate options. Devon Corp of Sifco, credited with the creation of the modern Pokeball. And then you have Professor Westwood of Celadon University, who used to make Pokeballs out of apricorn nuts. But this is the only mention of it. There's no mention of this history in the games. There's no mention of this history anywhere else. It just doesn't exist. It's only on like Bulbapedia and things like that, like little side stories. So how canon are they? Well, let's say hypothetically that Pokemon and everything else is all in one big universe, a multiverse, if you will. And let's say the math that I did in my past videos somewhat kind of works. And there's one scientist that I know that would be able to create this energy, this way of shrinking down Pokemon into a confined space and then putting them out again. And I'm talking about none other than Dr. Pym. That's right, Dr. Pym is the inventor of the Pokeball. He uses his Pym particles inside the Pokeball. Every time you open up the Pokeball, the Pym particle, that red vapor that we see around the Pokemon, that is the Pym particle, shrinking them down, just like Ant-Man would shrink down toy cars and put them in a little matchbox case, pull that car out, open up, and then just start driving that car. Same thing. Basically, that Pokemon is just a shrunken down version, and maybe it is like, a little oasis inside there. You basically have like a little, Pym could do it. Pym could create, he could take a terrarium, build this giant terrarium, and then shrink it down and put it inside a Pokeball so that, whatever Pokemon goes in there is going to feel happy. You can have a waterfall, you can have a little pond, you can have, you could just have a bunch of stuff in there that the Pokemon could be happy in. So, the only thing that makes sense to me in all of Pokemon is that Dr. Pym created the Pokeball. He was able to create an oasis inside each Pokeball and able to shrink down the Pokemon and then regrow them into regular Pokemon. And maybe he also had a thing to do with the Dynamaxing and stuff. Dr. Pym is Dr. Pym is the king of science in the Pokemon world. We never seen him in the games, we never seen him in the movies, never seen him, but he's working behind the scenes. Trust me. Dr. Pym is a secret scientist within the Pokemon world, creating Pokemon of gigantic sizes, Dynamax bands. He does all that stuff. He is the mad scientist of the Pokemon world. So next time you play a Pokemon game and you catch a Pokemon with a Pokeball, think of Dr. Pym. Next time you use the Dynamax band, think of Dr. Pym. Next time you use what the Omega Stones apparently are ancient and been there for a long time. Z move. There we go. Next time you use a Z move, think of Dr. Pym. Why? Because he created all of it. Dr. Pym is the big scientist of technology in the Pokemon world, where all the other professors are just studying Pokemon. Dr. Pym is studying technology. Yep, that's it. Dr. Pym and Pokemon. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button while you're down there. Comment down below your thoughts on Dr. Pym being this crazy scientist in the Pokemon world. And while you're down there, check my merch store. And while you're down there, check out all the other links to my Patreon. Hit that join button, whatever it may be. Any support that you can give me will help me out a ton. And I appreciate every little bit. I want to continue making videos like this for you. I have fun rambling on about crazy crap that no one ever thinks of, like connecting Dr. Pym to Pokemon. Who thinks of that? Me. Yeah. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time. But before you go, make sure you check out that video. And there's no one over there. I think, right? Yeah. To your left. To your right. My left.